Is it shared correctly, Jess? My screen, perfect. My audio is fine, right? Good, awesome. Yeah. It's 1 minute. So can I start my session? Perfect. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. Am I audible, right? Awesome. Let me. Yeah, my screen is already shared. Yep. Oh, sorry. So that I can move like this. So I can make it. So I'm sharing the current slide, okay? And then can I make it big? Yep. So let us, I think I'm not able to make it full screen. Oh, okay. Jess, how to make it full screen, Jess? It looks
Hey,
very tiny.
hey, Priya. It
Mhm.
is full screen. It's just a little. It's cut off below your name. I don't know if that's intended. I see it full screen though. It looks full screen to me.
Oh, for me, it is looking very tiny.
It might look very small because you have the stage up as well, where most people
Oh,
don't have that up.
okay. Yeah, let me go over. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining today's session. So I hope you all doing great. Let us jump to our session. It's what is 99%, 99.9% faster way to build agile boards. Yeah, you guys are well aware of that. ServiceNow is deprecating Agile 2.0 and we are all moving towards collaborative work management. So in this session, we are going to see some of the downsides and downside of Agile 2.0 and upside of collaborative work management, especially on the configuration overhead of admins, and then the end users, the fruitfulness on CWM. And let me move on to the next slide, which says the end of an era of Agile 2.4 deprecation. So you guys, like if you have already worked on Agile boards in ServiceNow, you guys well aware of it. So we can create a story backlog, we can run sprint, but on top of it, we have the heavy overhead of the configuration. So we have to spend a lot of time for setting up the product, the group, the agile setup, like the stories, everything. It is kind of we have to jump multiple places and we have to configure it. There are some of the multi-step process which is kind of I'm not able to see the screen, guys. That's why just moving on this side. Yes. So we can see the timeline. So we have to have multiple boards. We, as I said, backlog, and then the sprint running board. For We can bring multiple tasks inside the agile stories. Yes, we can create the task for under the story task, but in means the customers used to ask that, like, stories, can I pull up the other task over here? No, that was one of the downsize in agile 2.2. And then yes, we can't collaborate with multiple teams at a one time. That is another they will have their own group product, and according to that they work on it. And then we can see the timeline, and there are some of the issues we were facing. This is the old agile board which you are seeing that. Now let's move to the next screen, which it shows it's a workspace experience, we are well aware of workspace, and then we are adjusting, and we are adopting workspaces. We know how means it is efficient than the UI pages which we have created earlier. So here it will support multiple boards in one place. Board means, right, we can run retrospective board, the brainstorming, sprint planning board, and then we can run sprint running board, everything in one place. And then we have the templates, and then we have the timeline. We can see the timeline Gantt chart. So where we are now, we in the overall organization's goal, the project is started, and then the sprint is running. How much work we have done so far, that we can see in the Gantt chart, and then we can adjust the timeline. Like for the particular task, so it is running for we schedule already for 2 weeks, but we are able to make it into 1 week. So we can drag and drop. There are a lot of features are there. I explored in my PDI. I suggest you guys to go and explore this in your PDI. And then next, this is the story, the actual story. Why 99.9% faster? You guys know, like as I said, there was an administrative overhead. I would like to share my own experience in my previous organization. In 2024, we are started adopting agile boards. Can't see talk about agile board, which is, are you able to see, is that announcement for me?
No, sorry. I was just trying to get the rest of the people on your session. There's no other session happening. There's 60 people hanging out on another place. That's all.
Awesome. Yeah. Because it gave the big announcement. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sharing my own experience. Like when we are adopting the Agile board for our organization for running our project in Agile methodology, they are asked me to set up the board in the ServiceNow, because they were for using the Excel sheet earlier. So I was setting up the Agile board in ServiceNow. Then I came to know like how many configurations are needed before we are showing up, this is the board, to the customer. So we have to set up the product, the project product correctly. It's an asset model, and then we have to set up the group. We have to give proper access to the scrum master, scrum owner, and then we have scrum team. So many roles we are playing, and then we have to set up the backlog, and we have to configure everything correctly, and then we have to give access to the board. There are multiple configurations. Overhead was there. What I means I did for 2-3 projects manually like this. As it is mentioning like 45 minutes, it took more than 45 minutes, averagely 45 minutes what I mentioned. So what I did, I created a small application which is like capture in the workflow, the flow designer, all the steps in it. And then once the product owner submit their project, it will send the link to the board link to them. But I means that was the product I made in my past, and then I presented in a Boston Summit. We won that competition. So that was the old age, like 2024 happened. Now we are in 2026. We are in collaborative work management. If the right task, this is the very intuitive, very flexible board. We can means the product owner themselves can set up their board in 30 seconds. That was the beauty of the 99.9% faster agile. That's why I took this topic. And then let's move on to the collaborative work management boards beauties. And then if you say anatomy, there are, we can see you this is from You can see the screenshot, right? There is a list, and then timeline, Gantt, and then Kanban. We can have three views. What are all the tasks we have, we can see on three views. And then we can pull multiple tasks here. This was the question customers were asking. Have to make story for creating the document, and then document is in the SharePoint. And then if we want to collect the requirements, that is also coming under story. Under the story we will have a lot of SE task, not essay task, story task. Like that, they were asking multiple questions, but this one would satisfy them. Like we will create multiple tasks under single board. The task means maybe the feedback task, retrospective board. Actually, we can create a document. And then I would like you guys to explore. I will recommend you guys to explore this board in your PDI. There are a lot of features are there. And then we can have the my work. I think you are seeing that analytics, right? You can see the my work. If I am working for multiple projects, so I can see everything in one place. And then what is the progress, where I have to invest my time, or where I am. So that holistic view, I can see it in the my work tab. So it's kind of amazing. You guys will love it. And then next we will move to there are a lot of means advantages are there. See, you can they this is also highly asked question. Like, can I create custom fields? Can we create our own fields in the board? So that is possible. They can create their own field. Like, they want to document something. What they will do earlier in 2.0 boards, they will create one task for admin. So ServiceNow admin will sit and create on a table, means one field, and then they will show up in their board. Now there's no need of any of the extra work. They can create their custom fields in the board itself. And then the templates for creating what kind of board they want. They want retro board, if they want any of the brainstorming planning board, and then a CSM board. Whatever board they want to create, they can create. If they want to create any of the new board or new setup, they have the freedom of creating the templates. And then the documents, we can create and having the document here. Also inside the document, if they want to refer other records, like this document means we are working on this story, this project, this many KB articles, changes, and all referred. They can put some forward slash and then pull that reference inside in the document. So you will love it. I would strongly suggest you to explore it. And then next slide, if we move, so it's integration. It is integrated with the enterprise architecture. So in the SPM workspace, from SPM workspace, the managers and then the architects, enterprise architects can see the multiple projects status and in one place. So you can see from SPM board, they can see like this view, who is working on what and what is the progress, the overall organization movement, where it is moving. So they can do there, and then do their strategy, and then they can monitor that alignment is fine or not. Are we in right direction, or we have to work on something? Those kind of brainstorming or decision making stuffs they can do easily in this collaborative work management. And then they no need to switch from multiple tools, from Jira to SharePoint to Excel to, like, we no need to switch multiple tools. That is one of the advantage. And then let's move on to the migration part. So we were using, some of the organizations were using Agile 2.0 boards. Now we are deprecating 2.0 and to CWM. What we have to do as a means implementers, we what we have to do, or how they have to adopt this CWM. This part first, they have to like these steps are documented in ServiceNow itself. The migration document is available. We have to assess the already existing Agile boards, and then what we have to move currently. We don't need to move entire thing, right? What is in progress or upcoming boards, those things we are going to move it to CWM. That makes sense, right? And then the hybrid phase they are suggesting, like the main advantage is Agile boards we only IT team were using, right? We are building some of the projects in infrastructure management or security. Those people, they used to they asked us to set up Agile boards. Now we can expand this, because of collaborative work management. We can pull up multiple tasks, even though it is a document creation task, or we can set up meetings, we can set up events. And there are plenty of features I saw. I'm not able to see my entire screen, it's okay. So they are suggesting the hybrid phase, like a we can ask set up CWM board to use for the HR people, HR team, legal team, or any other team. We can encourage them to adopt first, or we can hybrid approach one team to another team. We can expand this migration. And then data strategy convert to task. We already having some of the stories, we can convert them to task if we want, or we can keep it as a story itself. And then there is minimum training is needed, so they have to adopt and adjust with the CWM. And next move on to the security governance and reporting. Yes, we no need to learn new means any rocket science security for this CWM. We already aware of this ACL user criteria. What are all the ServiceNow's platform security is available, that would apply for CWM. So we no need to stress ourselves. The governance part, so who is the product owner, who is building their board, they can share the access, they can invite the board access to their team, so that it would be on their control. Like the extra admin overhead or extra ticket circulation is not needed in the organization in terms of governance point. Reporting is highly wanted feature in ServiceNow. Like we have platform analytics. Yes, we are like kind of more adopting on a platform analytics. Yes, we can create reports, and then already existing dashboards and reports we can use it. Next part is just conclusion. I hope you guys are understanding and where we are moving towards the CWM, that part. And then yes, we have, there is ServiceNow documentation is available. We can pilot with one team, then we will expand to all other team. And then yes, we already have to check the existing Agile boards, which we do not miss it anything, right? So that I will stop my story and then conclude here. And then do you guys having any of the questions? Yes, they are deprecating August 2030. Yes, the collaborative work management application, it's a application, but I saw, I don't know, I installed multiple plugins. It was showing in my PDI. I started exploring it. I love it with the document and PDI. I just drag and drop, and it was very highly easy for me to understand. Hope you guys also. There are a lot of support documents shared that would help you guys. Yeah, thank you for all the comments and encouragements and nice emojis, guys. Hope you guys having a great day today. Thanks for joining my session. Yeah, thank you. Also, this. Any questions? Any discussions here? I believe like RM story they are keeping one of the questions I'm just saying like, and then CWM there are new tables they are introduced. I think we need to migrate RM story or keep it as it is, but they are not deprecating RM story table so far. I noticed the other questions finding way to ideas skills. Yeah, it's looked like most of the questions you guys answered by this cohort itself. That's amazing. I this licensing part, I'm not sure about it, but I means enterprise architecture is the next phase of SPM, right? I think CWM is come along with that. I'm not 100% sure. CWM is associated with any of the multiple project or products or only the single product. And then